you know, I have the opportunity to MC. Like we have 3 MCs here today, very well qualified MCs. Mr. Donnie Spidell is here. Hal Eagletail is here. Jackson Tahuka is here, a longtime champion chicken dancer as well. And, you know, for myself, good teachers. I remember watching the late Gordon Tatusis over in Prince Albert when, you know, and it was the storytelling component that I would watch him, the tone of his voice. And he was a pretty serious guy up there when he was emceeing powwows.
Oh, yeah.
But the knowledge sharing part, you know, I remember looking at him. It was powwow in PA one year and thinking, you know, I want to take on this role. If I could, that would be me sitting up there. And certainly don't know everything about, you know, culture, but we're always learning. You know, our culture is always evolving as well. You know, and there's different protocols, different communities, different little tweaks, I guess you would say, as far as how the culture, how they maybe do a pipe ceremony differently than the next tribe over. But for a lot of it, it's a lot of the same. You know, you'll see a lot of the same. You'll see, you know, the circle. It starts off with the circle of life. And we always say, you know, when we're practicing this lifestyle, and that's exactly what it is. It's a lifestyle. This is our culture. This is not something we just put on once in a while. You know, we follow, you know, the cultural lifestyle. They call it the Red Road, right? And it revolves around the circle. You know, it revolves around the 4 directions, the 4 colors of man, the 4 phases of life when you're born, as a baby, moving into adolescence, moving into adulthood, and then coming full circle to your eldership, and you're learning through those stages, and you're gaining knowledge, and then you become that knowledge keeper. You come all the way around that circle, almost back to the baby stage, where it's up to us younger people, younger generations, to take care of that elder now, that knowledge keeper, and take whatever we can from them. And we do that through offering tobacco, you know, giving that protocol of tobacco. And one of the earliest lessons we can teach the young people is that part. If there's some knowledge, I could be an elder to you. I'm an older person that's been around the circle. So if Nathan came to me with some tobacco, you know, Cal, I really want to learn. I want to take this role on. I want to know who I am as an Indian man, as an Indian person, to learn about my culture. It could be language, could be dance, could be song, whatever it is you want, you know, and it's baby steps, you know.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, you're right, the offering of tobacco, and it's one of the things I learned, obviously. You know, it's funny, you know, I was living in the cities back in the day, in my early 20s, 30s and stuff, and, you know, you go to the sweats and the powwows around there, you know, to try to get into it, and but it's when I moved back to the res, and to really start working at my school, you know, and it's really where I started kind of picking up things here and there, right?
Yeah.
And it was so nice. It was so beautiful. Are we still going?
Yeah.
It was so beautiful to know that I was slowly trying to learn, you know what I mean? And even wearing this ribbon shirt, you know, kind of makes me proud. I'm not going to say kind of, it really makes me proud.
You betcha.
And, you know, I've always watched you when you did your gigs looking like a handsome young man, eh? 6'4", this guy.
And you know, it's like the dancers themselves. You know, a lot of times when they start off in this journey, even if they're little young ones and the parents get them involved in the culture, they'll go through the ceremony to have an indigenous name, an Indian name. A lot of times with that, you get some colors. You get a spirit animal, and that's how you would put your regalia together. So it's all ties into one. It's a very personal thing. You know, for each dancer, it's free spirit dancing. Everyone has their own style, even though there's maybe 20 grass dancers. Nathan has his style, Cal has his style, and so on and so forth. And the way they share that energy, it's healing for the dancer, and it's also healing for the people that are enjoying the dance.
Would be great to see you dancing out there again. I know the old leg is the old leg healed up, or are we going to be seeing crazy legs out there again?
I have danced twice, and for some of the viewers, I danced grass. I got injured last year. It was a tough year, and I danced at One Arrow Celebration last year, and I had a slight meniscus tear, but my wife Carol said I went by myself, so I was probably showing off over there, but which was probably true. But no, I haven't really faced injury until this year. So I'm 48 years old. I've been dancing since I was 10. So that was a pretty good run.
That was, man. Like, you know, you hear a lot of people getting injured, and you know, if you're at 48 years old and you finally experienced your first one where you can dance,
so
good run.
I mean, you know, our dancers here, they come to the powwows during the summer. These are the last couple powwows here in the summer. In the winter months, we still continue on with song and dance through our round dances. So, and now is the kind of shift into the new season as we get into winter. Again, many of our singers will come and support each community in a round dance. It's a social dance that we have. And
do you think now, kind of being where we are, going with powwow is now in October? You know, I know that next week as well there's a powwow at FSIN in Saskatoon. Do you think that we will turn into the year-round, or are we going to just stop it after?
No, you know, to be honest, there are year-round powwows.
In the States, right?
In the States. So you can, if you haven't had enough in the summer, winter's coming, you could always move down to the States and continue on a powwow trail down there. And you see here, when we talk about international celebration like we have here in Red Deer, I've seen some of the dancers already. I've seen some of my relatives from south of the border. So you really get a mix of northern powwow, southern powwow, and the camaraderie amongst all nations that come to celebrate in this manner. In Cree, we say Patsimuin powwow, and Su Oyate Waichipi.
Hey,
so little bit of the language in there.
And a big shout out to our bro Willis Janbe as well, who is, you know, I know we're talking about honoring our language. He does host a podcast in Dene, and he's fluent, and he's, you know, so if you are Dene or would like to just hear the language of any Indigenous language, check out his podcast, Dene Yate Podcast, on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, and Apple. I can't remember Apple, whatever it is. But
no, Willis, a part of our team as well. You know, me and Nathan and Willis, sporting events, cultural events, you name it. We're going to try and bring it live as best we can.
Live. Don't forget to check, you guys. I know, check out IOPPS on YouTube. A lot of events will be shared there. You can see some past ones that Kalamazoo did. So check us out.
All right, we're going to check in with Hal Eagletail as we're winding down our grand entry, Nathan.
It's getting warm in here. It's getting warm in here. Oh, it's powwow time.
Keep 'em rockin', Yellow Gun! We'd like to thank all of our parents, caregivers, skookums, mushums, extended families, aunts and uncles for bringing the next generation of dance champions in a beautiful way of life. The junior categories. Rockin' this joint on the Powwow Trail. Junior boys, junior girls, that's your style. Dance your God-given talented style.
I do believe we have the high sign from Rusty Gillette, our arena director, and they're all in the arena. Let's hear it, Red Deer. Let's hear it for our second annual International Powwow Friday Night Live.
Blackfoot Confederacy, stand by, Blackfoot Confederacy, for our First Nation national anthem. Bullhorn, have the victory song ready.
right there, folks. We're just coming to the near the end of a beautiful first grand entry here to open up our second annual international celebration here in Red Deer. And again, veteran Darryl Lickers bringing in the Eagle staff for us. And then one of the things we do as well after our grand entry is we go to the flag song and a victory song. The Eagle staff that our veterans carrying here, a lot of times, you know, I guess the sacred objects that we use to have our powwow gathering and to lead us in, we acknowledge it as grandfather Eagle staff. So this would be similar to our flags of many nations, but here in our staff, we always believe that it has that spirit. It has that grandfather spirit and bring this in here in a good way. So we give offerings to it, we smudge it, we take care of it, as it also keeps us in a good way as well. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, friends and relatives out there, I believe we're going to go to our flag song and victory song. So we're going to turn things over to Hal Eagletail once again.
National anthem, honoring our warriors since time immemorial. Our warriors that protected our women and children, our land, our language, our spirituality, our herbology, our connection with all living things. Our beautiful way of life, to continue on with our song and dance, our ceremony, the unity, to the warriors that gave that sacrifice of World War I, World War II, the Korean conflict, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Somalia, Kuwait, Afghanistan. And for those in active duty, we ask for the blessings of the victory song. We'd like to ask all of our singing judges to report on over to Trail Mix. Singing judges report over to trail mix. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory is still alive. We're going to go to bullhorn. Let's dance them home, dancers, the victory. We still have our language. We still have our dance, our song, our tradition, our culture, our spirituality. We still got our land. We still have our treaty. We have the victory.
Triumph and Powwow Times non-profit organization. Ho, ha, hey, ha, bullhorn.
How did you like that? Do you want to touch them? Do you want to touch them? That powerful energy emanating from their persona. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your very first Grand Entry experience, you now have the rights to kiss a native. All right, let's clear the dancers as we introduce our color guard and our buckskin and royalty. We'd like to ask our singing judges to make their way over to trail mix. We're going to have a go-round of intertribals on the singing contest. We're going to go in our clockwise order. So Dale Roberts, Irvin Waskowicz, Dale Rainey, Tobias Provost, Nugget Bullbear. We'll make your way over to Trail Mix, our drum number one. We're going to go in a clockwise order there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to introduce our warrior, Daryl Nickers, Indigenous veteran, originally from Six Nations.
So that was our first Grand Entry there, Nathan. You know, a very, very awesome Grand Entry. A lot of energy coming into the second annual gathering here in Red Deer. And you know, one of the things is for the dancers, especially when you talk about international gathering, again, you're bringing in a lot of our relatives from across the border. They get an opportunity to come and share their style of dance. And, you know, as we said earlier, everyone has their own style.
And what's your style there?
Well, so my style, you know, for many years growing up was fancy. You know, and I was one of the taller.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear you that good. There we go.
Yeah, so my style started when I was 10 years old. I started dancing fancy bustle. So fancy is one of those dances. You'll see them out here. Patrick's a fancy dancer. He's basically, in a lot of our opinions, the world champion of fancy dancers. And so it's a fast-paced dance. A lot of people say it's a contest. Even in the women's, you know, they have the shawls. We have the bustles, and it would be, say, like at a rodeo, for example, it would be the bull riding. You'd be the bull riders, right? So very flashy, exciting, fast-paced. A lot of times they say it's a contest between the dancer and the drum. So a lot of times to stay on beat. To stay on beat is huge. And,
Or you get bucked off.
You get bucked off. So you don't ever want to get bucked off.
Do you know the history behind the fancy dance?
Well, there's different histories, and one of the ones that I heard, you know, it was long ago. Maybe you could imagine a lot of the dancers similar styles, similar regalia. You know, of course, more primitive regalia than we see today. You know, today we have all the different colors ribbon, all the different colored beads that you can think of, and you can go just downtown there and go to Fabric Land and get any color of the rainbow. Of course, long ago, you know, more so with horsehair, leather, bone, different material. And so that evolved. It's evolved to what we see today as, you know, we see the young princesses and the young royalty that we talked of earlier coming through and acknowledging some of our head dancers that are out there. But yeah, it's, you know, and another thing to keep in mind is there's two styles of dances usually in each style. So there's an old style and then there's a contemporary style. And the contemporary style is a little more flamboyant. You'll see it more so in the traditional dancers. You know, the straight traditional style. You have your roach, you have your beadwork, is pretty the same. You have your breastplate. You'll have your bells and your high leggings, and they'll always, it's just a straight main step traditional. They won't see nothing sideways, nothing backwards, none of this flashy stuff. And you can definitely understand when you see the contemporary dancers out there. They're up and down, they're sideways, they're throwing everything around. So two extremely different styles.
I remember I've known Patrick way back into like the White Buffalo Youth Lodge days, and you know how I met him as a young man. And I remember he went to a powwow and he came back. He said, "You guys, I did a backflip."
Yeah.
I think he was. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was one of the first people to do a backflip in the dance.
When in my days, of course, you know, I used to travel around with a couple other tall fellas there with Lang and Goforth, and of course, his late father, a longtime champion fancy dancer, the late Les Goforth, Corey Alexson, the counselor from back in Saskatchewan. Now, me and him traveled around. And then you get the other style of dancers in fancy, and these are the short guys, and a lot of the Navajos, and these guys are something else, you know, very fast pace and fast style. And so when I was kind of moving from teen dancing into adults, Patrick was coming out of juniors into teens. So, you know, he's come a long ways, and he's taken the art of fancy dancing to new levels, and it'd be exciting to see him dance here this weekend as well.
Yeah, and I think maybe Nate Mitzwing is here as well.
You betcha.
I think he might be helping out, or he might be dancing.
Grass dancer, I've seen him out there. Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, there's all these different styles, and I'm just learning. You know, obviously, I know a majority of the what a traditional dancer is and fancy, but like you said, it's nice to know that there's different styles of contemporary, traditional. Do you just choose them, or how does it come along that I'm going to go dance
it's going to be different. Like a lot of times, say my daughter, for example, she's she's in her teen dancing now. She's a fancy shawl dancer, and she's kind of feeling maybe I want to get into jingle now. So it's all personal preference. You know, we're listening to our intertribal go around here now, where any of our dancers come out and share. You don't have to be in regalia. Any of our visitors that are sitting around the arena, you know, they can come and enjoy trail mix singing here.
And you say anybody can go on. Anybody in the arena.
So it's a social dance. It's intertribal. That means everybody can come out. You know, if your aunt is out there and she's just coming to visit, take her out there. And so one of the things we do as MCs at the powwow is to engage with the audience. A lot of times, you know, especially myself, I make a point of it because we never know where each of us are in our cultural journey in learning who we are as Indigenous people. And a lot of times you have these gatherings on the nations. A lot of people want to come home. I want to go back to Red Pheasant. Our powwow is happening next week, and I want to check it out. really, you know, they want to be part of it more, not just as a spectator. They want to know who they are as an Indian person, you know, to get out there and start stepping it out. And you'll start you'll see a style that you like. It could be grass, and maybe in a couple of years you say, you know what, Nathan's not feeling grass dance. Maybe I want to be a traditional dancer. And you'll start making those moves that way. So it all depends on the individual, you know, and the process, again, it depends on how much effort you're putting into it.
Can we explain that? Go back to, so say someone does want to enter the powwow circle. Can you explain that process of how that happens usually when a family brings in, you know, a special or something for dancing?
Again, it would fall back to one of our teachings of offering that tobacco, offering that protocol. You know, a lot of times you reach out to your family, your cousins, maybe, you know, they're into dance, maybe they're into singing. And again, we can always fall to our elders. You know, in worst case scenario, keep looking, keep searching somebody out. Keep, you know, you'll find somebody who has that ear and says, you know what, I'll help you.
Yeah.
And so there's different elders with different gifts. You know, a lot of times a good starting point is to reach out in your community, find those elders that maybe they give Indian names out. You know, maybe that's their gift to share that. And a lot of times with that, again, you'll get your color, you'll get your spirit animal. You'll start on that. It's a slow start, but it starts to really open your mind onto who we are as Indian people.
Yes.
Again, you know, when we think about the circle, the drum is in a circle. Our teepees are in a circle. Each one of those poles, they represent one of our values. We always give thanks to Grandmother Moon, Mother Earth, where we get everything. You know, the trees that stand up, what makes those trees stand up out there? It's the strong roots, strong family values. So everything is oriented around family, about sharing, caring, kinship, wakotoan, learning, you know, and being humble about it, you know, because not everybody knows everything. And it's one of those things through cultural genocide that we're trying our best to push that forward, that positive part of our culture, that love, that caring that a lot of times was taken away from us, and along with our identity. So it's come a long way. And what we just did there with the grand entry, and then we did the victory song.
Yeah.
You know, the flag song and then the victory song. And like Hal Eagletail was saying, we dance in victory, that we're still able to dance today.
Yeah.
You know, that we weren't so, you know, eradicated as Indigenous people from Canada, First Peoples of Canada. We're still here. We're still singing our songs. We're still trying to revitalize our language. We're still trying to empower our young people. So that's the main thing when we're celebrating, is we're thankful for the gifts that we have and we're given. So.
And going back to how we're doing this now online, live, you know, you see the cameras following around. You know, for me personally, you know, if I was sitting at home and, you know, didn't know anything about the culture, anything, right? And you were purely colonized, but you wanted to get back in. This is what I think. You know, I know we're in a world now where everything's online, right?
Yeah.
To me personally, I think that, you know, this is a blessing to have stuff like this, to have people like you explain, you know, what is going on with the dances and everything, and for us to learn. And, you know, do you see a problem with that, or is it, you know, just where we are, what we're doing right now? Like, for me personally, I really think it benefits the ones that are just, you know, have social anxiety, right? Because that's a big thing. Going back to, you know, what happened back in the day, you know, a lot of anxiety too. People don't want to be around.
You betcha.
Trauma. So do you accept this kind of new way, I guess, of learning?
No, it's an excellent way to reach out to people. You know, we have to understand that not everybody has that opportunity. Yeah. If you're suffering, maybe living in poverty in the inner city, and you need that cultural aspect, you need those teachings. But, you know, to get there is a tough thing. You know, we see it sometimes. You know, in my community in Muskeg Lake, we have events on reserve. We have events in the cities. And it's tough for the people to come home sometimes. You're having a homecoming. You only see people from the reserve there. Well, it's tough. Yeah. You know, how are they going to do that? So I think it's very important that we share through media outlets like this. And there's also sensitive parts of the culture that we don't have on camera.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're having a big conference out in Saskatoon. This coming up soon, and it's the Wachituin Conference. And this year's theme, just for an example, is bearing witness. So long ago, there was no media, there was no cameras, and the way we told our stories was you were present at that moment. We're honoring this gentleman. Maybe it was a chief at the time, maybe it was you know, a healer in the community, maybe it was a young person that had a big kill, and he was a role model for peers. But it was all of us there sharing in that moment and bearing witness and being there and being present. And that's how we shared those. And so that's the theme of their Wachituin Conference this year. It's about bearing witness, being present, honoring those people just with yourself, being there. Again, you know, getting back to the powwow component of it, you know, there is some times where they don't want no video, they don't want no camera. So we appreciate that, and of course we acknowledge that.
Yeah. And I did learn that when I was doing Onion Lake Powwow and Mosquito and Sweetgrass, and it was good to have people that the full knowledge there. You know, it's like, when do I got to shut the camera? When do I go to turn to black and all that? So
you betcha.
You're right. You know, and like it then, that's another learning part on me. You know, I was at the powwow, but at the same time, I had one of the MCs come on and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and explain it and everything, right? So I was listening, and he was telling, you know, so it's another learning thing again, back going when you're online like this, eh?
You betcha.
You're learning, so.
And even like, you know, we're watching, I think these guys are from Small Boys Camp here in Alberta. I don't know the name.
Thunder Lake.
Thunder Lake. I recognize a couple of the singers there, but, you know, even themselves will notice sometimes the dancers, they're dancers, they don't sing. But sometimes the singers are dancers and singers. So you notice at this drum, there's a few of those. And again, the spirit of the drum, the heartbeat of our nation. So one of the first things you hear when you're just a fetus being, you know, introduced life, you know, the sound you hear and the story we tell is you hear your mother's heartbeat. And that carries on. You'll see a lot of times the young babies out here, even though it's so loud with the powwow music, with the singing, they still can sleep comfortably. They're really comfortable with that heartbeat. We always talk about, you know, when we honor the drum, you know, with a drum song to start off our day, to honor the spirit of that animal that gave its life so that we can sing those songs, that we can dance to those songs. So everything's interrelated. You know, the singers have a big role to play. The dancers have a part. The animals have a part. The environment has a part. Everything's interconnected. The plants, you know, we talk about the four creatures that inhabit Mother Earth. And that's the ones that walk, the ones that crawl, the ones that fly, the ones that swim. So we always show that interconnectedness as Indigenous people of this land, First Peoples of this land. We see it in the beadwork. We see it in the symbolism. And pretty soon, once we get through our intertribal, we'll see it in the category dancing of how they share their style of dance. That's it.
Bullhorn, stand by for intertribal singing bullhorn. Thank you, Thunder Lake. Thank you. Way to bring a sound here this weekend. We're going to go on over here to drum number 4. We're set to go. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get set up here tonight, just a quick rundown. We're going to be looking to the Tiny Tots after the next couple of intertribals. So all of you parents and caregivers of Tiny Tots, start getting your Tiny Tots ready to go. Also chicken dancers and also our women's jingle dress 18 and over. Your specials will be coming up. We're going to finish out 7 intertribals, and then we'll go to the dance specials, and then we'll come back to the remainder of our drum circle, 7 more intertribals, and then we'll get into this evening's opening contest. So it'll be time. We're set to go. Intertribal dancing, bullhorn, you're live. Here we go. We got the sounds of powwow. We got the sounds of powwow. Come around, good people. Come around. Join us now. Come and join us. Here. Good one. Thank you, Bullhorn. Thank you. All right, singing judges, we're going to move on over here to drum number 5 at the Blackfoot Confederacy. And man, what a good start to the evening here. We got lots coming your way. We're going to ask all of you chicken dancers and jingle dress dancers to start getting ready. We're coming to your specials here. Also, Tiny Tots, our world class, our world champion Tiny Tots. 6 years of age and under, our boys and girls, we're coming to you. At a big time, Blackfoot Confederacy. Let's get to the dancing. Here we go, intertribal time.
Wicked Intertribal from BFC Original Hooker.
That's how we do it here on a Friday night. Thank you, Blackfoot Confederacy. We're going to move on over here to jump number 6. Yellow Gun have a song ready to go. We got 2 more intertribals coming your way, and then we're going to be looking to all of the Tiny Tots 6 and under. And Trail Mix, we're going to ask you to circle up when it comes to the order for the Tiny Tots. We're going to come back to you for the Tiny Tots, all right? All right, thank you. Here we go. Yellow Gun. No, not yet. Not yet. Dallas, go. Oh, okay. I'm getting mixed signals from you, Dallas. Hard to see under that pink. Lots of pink. All right. Here we go. Yellow Gun. Sound your gun on a Friday night. Here we go. Stand by, Rocky Boy Agency, stand by. We came to Red Deer to sing and dance. We came to Red Deer to celebrate. Here we go, here we go. Come on out, dancers, come on out.
All right, so we got Yellow Gun singing Intertribal. We got a couple more Intertribals going on here, Nathan, as we get set to see the Tiny Tots. Is usually how we go into the contest portion. Of course, the Tiny Tots usually, you know, they get all the young people out there to do that Tiny Tot component, and they all get an honorarium, so they're not in contest. This celebration here, the 2nd annual international celebration, it is a contest celebration. So there are traditional gatherings, and then there's contest powwows as well, where you compete for you know, monies. Usually, long ago, it could have been horses, could have been blankets, could have been beadwork. It kind of evolved into, because people are traveling as well, and it's you know, even that component itself is you know, frowned upon in a certain way, because culturally speaking, you know, you're not dancing for money. You know, you're dancing for other things. But, you know, it's one of the things, and we see it in our home province in Saskatchewan, that a lot of the nations are turning back to having a traditional powwow.
I was going to bring that up, you know, the traditional powwows compared to the competition. You know, explain the difference there, and, you know, obviously,
yeah,
the money thing.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a thing where, again, powwow has been along for a lot of years, and to the level where it's at right now, we do have our champions out there. You know, we have role models that take powwow to an elite level where we want to see them compete with these big name drum groups. You know, we say champion groups, we say champion dancers, and these are people who are they have a certain pedigree that for competition, and it's fine, and it's a good thing. Like with the powwow thing long ago, we say, you know, this was it's a big celebration, and you know, it wasn't a big cultural ceremony, so to speak, you know, and it's evolved to what it is today. But there's also the traditional gathering, as we mentioned, and different, of course. You know, it's always evolving. It's not to say this way is better or this way is, and a lot of times it was a 2-day celebration. You know, but I noticed this year there were some traditional powwows that were 3 days, you know, and it also depends on sometimes the committees, you know. It could be a decision from the community, you know. Sometimes maybe they've been having a contest powwow for so many years, but now they want to get into traditional powwows. And the traditional powwows, a lot of times they'll have different specials, you know. Through reconciliation, we see at many of the gatherings, they'll have an orange dress special. Could be honoring women's traditional, could be honoring women's jingle, could be honoring all of them combined, right? So the traditional powwow will have different families. You know, maybe those families, maybe the Arias family, the Watney family, wants to honor one of your family members that has done well in education. Could be an older lady, a younger man, whatever it is. It's that family asking the committee on behalf of the nation to, can you honor us by letting us have a special? You know, I was thinking this year I had the opportunity to go to two traditional powwows. One was in James Smith Cree Nation, where my mother is from. And I noticed there a lot of those young dancers out there. So you could tell in the community right away that a lot of the parents, even though they weren't dancers, they made a big effort to make sure that those young people were out there and they were in regalia. And you could see the whole, you know, these kids are shy and they're just little res kids and they're having fun out there. Same time the next day, a little more serious. They're carrying them. And then the third day even that much more competitive out there.
And this is the competition powwow? Or the tradition?
It's a traditional powwow. Yeah. So it's nice to see. So during those times, it's good teaching time. You know, the same thing, Waterhen had their celebration and they invited me out to be a part of it. Again, I got that good aura of a lot of learning happening, a lot of new dancers out there. And we see, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of our relatives that grew up in the urban centers, they're coming home to these gatherings. They don't have regalia, they're just learning. And I always make a point when I have the opportunity to MC celebrations such as this, to invite them in, especially on our intertribal session that's happening right now. Come on in, dancers.
And you know, going back, you know, I'm just thinking about my daughter. You know, my daughter, I love you if you're watching, Tawai, Arias, and Thunder Bay. And, you know, she used to dance jingle, and she tried fancy as well. Then she quit because that's going back to, you know, I never pushed her hard enough. And I'm not saying push, but introduced her enough.
You betcha.
You know what I mean? And just to seeing all the, you know, over the summer, like, she helped me when we did the behind the scenes. And
you bet.
it was good to see her just ripping around the powwow and enjoying, having fun with all her cousins. And, you know, a few of my nieces, they dance, and, you know, it was good to see her to be able to do that. And, you know, just to watch all that, you know.
You're watching it unfold.
Yeah, to be part of that powwow life. You know, my Auntie Elsie, I don't know if she's here, and my cousin Kelly, and my cousin Stephanie, and, you know, my cousin Sheldon and Melissa. You know, to see, I always watched online and the dancing and stuff. So, I guess we're got to turn to the camera here. You're going to bring us on here. But, yeah, we were just talking, like, just to see the powwow life and, you know, to see everyone, you know, because a lot of us, like you're saying, back online, we watch online, right? We learn, we're like, wow, look at all, they're always dancing and having fun and showing out a great time. When you go to the powwow, you get to experience it. When you get to see your own kids do it, man, it's
contagious.
Yeah, man, it's a powerful thing. It's beautiful to see. But you're just like, man, it's so nice to
Yep.
see my daughter do that, eh?
Yep. Even like, so when we're not at the powwow gatherings, I'm part of a dance troupe. I know my good friend Donnie Spidell, he does some dance troupe stuff, and that's a different style. That's more of our dancers outside of the powwow circle, but we're still sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
We're still, so maybe some company had invited us out to have an Aboriginal component. Maybe it's for a banquet, but you know.
Maybe you can tell us about that one you did, you and your sister there, right beside the reserve there. There was.
So we just did the opening of for Muskeg Lake, I guess. For that part of it, you know, our nation's very proud to say, you know, with the partnership with the city of Saskatoon, I think it was 34 years ago, where we had the first urban reserve in Canada. So
it was a big deal in Saskatoon.
It was. So there was a lot of people, you know, that contributed it, non-First Nations. Our chief at the time was Wallace Taupism, you know, that, and the mayor at the time in Saskatoon, you know, they could have easily voted no to that. You know, and even at the time, I think I was just a young boy with some of my cousins, and we were out there. We had a little urban treaty day, things like that. But it was just a parcel of land. I don't think we really appreciate it. Today, many businesses on that land. You know, the FSIN, our provincial leadership was there for many years. Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority is there. And now we just opened the first medical center. Lakeside Medical. So that was that is. And we always tried to, Muskeg Lake and other nations, to promote culture and to open, say, with a song, with a singer, with a drum group, to give that cultural inherent right that we have as Indigenous people, to showcase that. And it's always nice to showcase our singing, to showcase our dancing, and not only showcase it, but also the teachings that are involved with it. Why are they dancing traditional? Why do they wear a roach? Why are they wearing these feathers? Why does the shawl dancers, you know, different things like that. So I know when we were at the end of that performance, you know, a lot of the non-First Nations, the doctors that are involved in putting Lakeside Medical together, they said so, and they appreciated the presentation, the teachings that they were taught. So it was nice.
Just watching these tiny tots here on Intertribal, you know, there are a lot of smiling faces and just looking around, and they're enjoying it. They're in the element. You know, beautiful thing to see, and you know, our ways, I guess, are becoming.
Yeah, these are our tiny tots out there, our gifts to the creators, our new dancers coming in, and certainly you can see the free spirit dancing going on. You know, one of the things we're going to be doing here throughout the weekend, Nathan, is acknowledging many of our heroes from our communities. And what we want to do is we have a young lady, Jess Croucher, is a Cree Dene mother and one who takes care of things at Powwow Creative. The birth of her first child prompted her to rediscover the beauty and richness of her own culture and the land. Today she helps her community reconnect with their land, culture, identity through Indigenous arts and events. And let's learn more about Jess Croucher.
So let's have your attention up to the Jumbotrons for a good message from our sponsors.
I loved my culture when I was a little girl. I wanted to know who I was, and I felt a real deep connection to it. And my mom made a point of fostering that interest, that curiosity, that drive in me to know more about who we were. She would always buy me books, buy me movies, buy me little brown dolls. She did what she could to help me understand who I was. My community was hurting at that time. We were still very much healing and getting to know who we were collectively. No one was talking about, you know, that historical trauma. No one was talking about the Indian Act. I knew nothing of this land connection. I knew nothing of my land. I knew nothing of my people. I just saw hurt. All I wanted to do was get as far away as I could. Met my partner. We fell in love very quickly, very unexpectedly. and we got pregnant with our first child. And I started to look back on my life, and I realized I have nothing to offer my child as an Indigenous person. So I did what I knew best, you know, what I was taught when I was little. I started to read books again. When I started to really take the time to learn who I was and to listen to those old people and listen to our language, my mind was just blown wide open to how beautiful and rich and sophisticated our culture was and is. It is still today that way. We planned a hide camp last year. It was sort of the first of its kind in the region. We invited knowledge keeper Marina Nokaho from Chippewa Prairie First Nation, and she guided us in fleshing and scraping and preparing a moose hide. And this journalist, one of these journalists, came out for a visit, and she observed everything. She took pictures. She was writing a story for one of the schools, and she said, "Wow, like what a beautiful experience. These are great survival skills." And I said, "Yeah, they are good survival skills, but this is a lesson in identity. No, we're not going to finish a moose hide here today. It takes a long time to finish a moose hide, but they're going to know a little bit about who they are by banging on that moose hide, by scraping that moose hide, hearing those tools, working together to make it happen. It's who we are, and that's how we're going to heal, you know? We're going to heal through our culture and through our language." I'm very proud of my children because they know who they are. And as they grow up, they'll know their responsibility as ancestors. And that's what our culture always made a point of raising wise children. The old people would sit with the young people. Say like a 90-year-old person is sitting with a 10-year-old person, and then that 10-year-old ends up carrying 100 years of knowledge within them. We made wise children, wise babies, wise people, and wise people are the ones who are, you know, they're going to change the world.
So we're back here at our celebration there, friends and relatives, those who are joining us and watching. We're going to be entertained here by our prairie chicken style special is what they have.
And
so
special.
Yeah, so I think this could be the Jackson Tahuka special, I imagine.
We were scrambling to see whose special it is, so yeah, I think it is, yeah.
So Jackson's one of our premier chicken dancers. They're honoring him today with this special. This is a lot of times a mating ritual as we get into the contest here. And in the springtime and in the fall, when the prairie chickens are mating for their spouses, they're really showing off that flamboyancy of their outfits. They're really puffing up their chest, and they do a prairie chicken dance. So many of the hunters and gatherers out there, the berry pickers, sometimes you can come across this. I've been a part of witnessing this in the bush. You know, as a young man, I used to small game hunt, and I've seen this. And this again, we call it Turtle Island, through North American continent, this chicken style is very popular amongst all of our celebrations. And so please enjoy. This is the Prairie Chicken Special.
What do you say, Red Deer? Let's make some noise. Red Deer. Woo, yeah. Here we go, here we go. World class, world champion chicken dancing right here before your eyes. Yeah, yeah. There you have it. Let them hear it. That was song number 1, ladies and gentlemen. What do you say? Woo-yah. Quick water break, and then we're going to be heading on over here to Blackfoot Confederacy. 2 more songs, and our selected judges will be taking a selection of 8 to go to the championships rounds tomorrow.
Are we on?
What do you think, Nathan? That was song number 1.
I was standing up there, I turned around to watch, and yeah, man, the chicken dance here, man, special.
See, one of the things, too, with that particular song, you see where Donnie kind of jumped in there right at the end. Sometimes you got to wait as an MC and listen as well. That's what you call a tail. They put a tail on it. So a lot of times they'll do that with the grass dancer, sometimes with the chicken.
Explain it.
A tail is just, it's a part of the song. It's the way it goes.
Like
so
the tail end?
Yeah, they add that extra, so it sounds like it's going to end.
And then they went up.
A couple beats, and then they finish it off. So it's kind of a trick song. Again, it's a battle. This is another song that goes along with the chicken-style dances. This is that particular style where you'll see those chickens ruffling, and a good chicken dancer will give a good impression of those chickens when they're really putting out that vibe to find their spouse, and it's a show-off part of the dance. So we'll go back to our chicken style here.
Red Deer Alberta. What do you say? Make a little bit of noise for your chicken dancers. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was song number 2. Walk around a little bit, catch your air. Those of you on water duty, bring some water out real quick. We're coming back to you, Bullhorn, for song number 3. And again, singers, it is singers.
Yeah, so that was song number 2, Nathan. And you can see, you know, with the chicken dance, along with a lot of the other dances, but this one in particular, it's a fast-paced dance. You need a lot of cardio. So I always say, like one of these dances here, you don't need a gym membership. You don't need to go hit the treadmill. Just put it on YouTube and
tonight
put on a chicken song, close the drapes, and jam out right in your own living room. And you, Indian aerobics.
That's what I'm gonna do. Guaranteed. Next time you see me, boy, how'd you do it?
Yeah, chicken style, baby. Yeah. So one of the other things to keep in mind for some of our viewers that are not too familiar Each of these songs they sing, the singers have their own for each particular category, but one thing in common is when they're doing a song per se, there's 4 choruses.
Yeah.
They have a lead singer, sometimes many lead singers. That lead singer will start off, they'll go into that chorus, they'll do that 4 times, and the 4th time, the final time, the dancers will know when to stop. So we're gonna go into the 3rd song here for our chicken special here. We'll watch this final song here, ladies and gentlemen.
Judges, see the floor. Judges, see the floor. Take a walk. Take a walk. What do you say, Red Deer? What do you say? How about a big round of applause? Outstanding singing, outstanding dancing here on opening day. All right, gentlemen, we're going to ask you to line up east and westward.
Yeah, one of the toughest things, Nathan, is being a powwow judge. Yeah, so, you know, you see all these different style of dancers. Each one of them, you know, definitely a champion for their respective families and especially as spectators. So what they do in these contest powwows is try to select different judges from different walks of life, different families, different communities, and try to make sure they balance it out that way. It's one of the toughest things we can do. You know, when you think of our competition powwows, one of the general rules we go by is, you know, if you have a family member out there, you've been selected as a judge, to excuse yourself and to not judge. So we look for judges with no relatives.
And that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard in Indian world to not have a cousin somewhere. Explain that too when you're dancing at you can't, you know, people can go to your own powwow and dance, but it's frowned upon to dance competitively.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. It's not a written rule, but kind of the general rule that many of the dancers go by is to not compete at your own powwow, and we've seen it happen. You know, I think sometimes when it's with the younger kids, you know, totally fine. But again, it's up to the family. It's up to, a lot of times they're not going to put it in the rules where, oh, you can't dance, right? It's to welcome all dancers. But the general rule is, you know, you don't want to invite people to your community. You're coming to Muskeg Lake, there's a big men's fancy special, and lo and behold, Cal Arcan wins his own powwow. So it's kind of defeats the purpose of inviting people to share your community. You know, it's always nice. And a lot of times, again, you'll see these specials. You know, today they're honoring Jackson Tahuka, rightfully so, a champion in his own right. But, you know, it could be maybe they're honoring an individual, you know, and it's maybe that individual, he's not a dancer, he's not a singer, but he likes this style. You know, it could be anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's always nice. You'll see specials at traditional gatherings. You'll also see them at competition powwows. And again, you can, you know, to appreciate, I always like to, you know, commend our singers out there. And again, same thing with them. There's different styles. There's contemporary singing, and then there's
Motown?
chant singing as well. So sometimes, you know, it's not with the language, but it's chant songs. So
Chant?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Is there
Hey, yeah, hey, hey.
I was telling Cal here when I was in Onion Lake filming, bringing it live, the Powwow, that I heard Motown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you know, being an amateur, not an amateur, someone who listens to Powwow once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of get the same vibe. You know, you know what's singing and that. Then all of a sudden Motown came on, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, I ran over to the drum there, and I was like, man.
So you appreciated their style of song.
Yeah, man, and I was asking like, where can I download your stuff and stuff?
You bet.
You know, just to hear that and then listen to them, and you know, just it was amazing. But more of the learning process of just being at the powwow and hanging out. And
You betcha.
Taking it all in.
No, it's a lot of those different drum groups, and even them, like traveling around. A lot of those times they take so good care of that drum, that grandfather drum, that heartbeat. They you know, they smudge it. They have a drum keeper. Never at any time at the powwow will that drum be sitting by itself. There's always one person selected, or in different cases, a few drum keepers. Usually the younger gentlemen, or they always smudge it before. You know, for those who aren't too familiar with the smudging, it's with the sweetgrass, with the braided sweetgrass. You know, we'll purify ourselves with our sweetgrass. It's, you know, 3 braids of sweetgrass, and makes it strong. It's mind, body, spirit. Again, everything interrelated, everything connected. Everything we do around the powwow circle has a meaning. You know, nothing is for nothing. You know, it's one of the sayings that we say in our communities, but in actual fact, it's one of our teachings that everything, you know, sometimes we can't figure it out. Yep. Sometimes it works out for ourselves, where that young person, he's watching, he's learning the protocols, you know, and he's absorbing that, and it just happens for him. Like, he understands what's going on. You're showing respect. You're learning. You're sharing knowledge. Right? Yes. So we have coming up here, Nathan, is another special, and it's a jingle dress special. So one of the awesome things about this style of dance for our ladies, it comes by way of Ontario, and a lady by the name of Maggie White had this vision of this dance. And long ago, the story that I know is that in their community, that they were having trouble, the Ojibwe women, to reproduce children in that community. And this lady, Maggie White, had this vision of this dance, and it was the sound of the jingle that helped with the medicine to start helping their women reproduce children. So that, again, you know, the origins of the jingle dance, and you know, now again, it's all over Canada, it's all over the States, and many of our young ladies. So we call this the medicine dance, the healing dance. Again, a couple different styles with this dance. The specialty style, I guess, with the jingle would be the jingle dress sidestep that many of us are familiar with.
So they're going to be splitting the groups into 2, as there are too many dancers. So there are a lot of jingle dancers out there.
Yeah, and again, you'll see some contemporary dancers in this style of dance, and you'll see some old style dancers, is what they call. See this young lady with the scarf here, and then you'll see other young ladies with the many plumes, the many accessories, the big fans, and they're a little more aggressive out there. The more contemporary ones, again, with no feathers on top.
Would be contemporary.
It would be straight,
traditional
style, yeah. And a lot of arm movement.
And that's Lacey Albert, right?
Lacey Albert is out there, Sweetgrass champion, longtime dancer. I remember Lacey, you know, growing up, good friends of our family as well, and you know, and me and my sister Kara were out giving her at every powwow. I remember we'd go to a powwow on the weekend, we'd have 1 day travel, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you're back at it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Going back to the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it just started. When did that start again, the weekday powwows? I remember they never were, and all of a sudden, boom, there they are. And then now it's like continuous powwow.
Yeah,
And powwow trail starts.
Yeah, and you know, nowadays, I guess with social media and different outlets like that, you have the whole, you can Google, you know, the whole powwow trail, you know, and it's sometimes, you know, even that they'll miss out. They didn't get your name in time at the beginning of the season to make that calendar, but certainly gives our relatives a good map of how they're going to do the powwow trail that particular year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I emceed 5 powwows this year, which was quite a bit. You know, I'm newly elected council member in Muskeg Lake, so that took quite a bit of my time up, you know, being that representative for my community. But I also tried to make sure that, you know, I was injured too. So, you know, I want to be dancing out there too and sometimes. But, you know, it was nice to be acknowledged to come and to share my master ceremony talents with 5 communities. And then there was some I had to turn away, just not because I didn't want to, but there's just no time in the day sometimes.
You're a natural, my friend. You're a very natural when it comes to emceeing and all that. And it's always good to hear your style of MC and commentary. You know,
thank you.
You have your own way, and it's always good to see. All right, you guys, we're going to take it back here to the Jingle Jess special.
In a good way, on behalf of the family, they would like to ask those of you that want to honor dancers by throwing money, we're going to ask you to wait respectfully until a little bit later when the finals come. In the meantime, enjoy.
Thank you, young spirit. Let's stand in your places, ladies. Stand in your places. Our 10 judges will select 10 of you, and we'll bring you up front here. And then we'll ask group number 2 to stand by as we'll do the same. Pick the top 10 out of the second group. All right, dance judges, go ahead and pick your selection. Bring them on over here. Bring your selection on over here. Let's line them up over here. We appreciate all of our expertise and our dance judging abilities, differentiating between original style.
Yeah, so that was the first group for our Jingle Jess special here. So I think they're inviting in the second group at this time.
Yep,
so I think it's one song, and what they're doing is some of the people that are judging are making their first selections out there. So very important when you're getting judged and what have you. You don't be breathing hard like you're out of gas. You're still fresh and Like when I was young and in my prime, I remember I'd be saying, one more song, give me one. You know, I'm still ready. Eh? You're really trying to sell it to those judges. So, but yeah, looks like some of these young ladies have been selected, and unfortunately, in these specials, it's pretty cool. You know, a lot of the dancers appreciate the specials because, you know, it's usually, you know, family members who, again, aren't too familiar with the whole powwow community.
Yep.
They are actually picking their dancer that they thought maybe danced hard that session. Maybe they're noticing that a particular dancer is dancing all the intertribals. They're coming fully dressed in grand entries. So this is going to be the second group coming in here now. So I think they made about 5 selections. At any rate, they'll do the same here. You get one song. They'll pick some winners, and then they'll have all the finalists kind of dance together.
Yeah. We are going to start interviewing. I want to let everyone know we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to bring people up here to interview. We're going to make it really interactive and interview some people from the drum groups, the dancers. Try to get Pat in here and his wife, and just get everyone's opinion, I guess, and thoughts and about the second annual powwow. There goes Tish Baptiste. Take it away back to the jingle.
Group number 2.
What do you say, powwow fans? Let's make some noise. Let's circle up, ladies. Stand in your places so your judge doesn't lose sight of you. We'll bring the next top 10 up here. Young Spirit, stand by for the Ojibwe side slide. This is going to be the top 20. We're going to pick top 20 down to top 10 out of this, and then to top 6.
Yeah, we're back here up close and personal with some of the dancers here this weekend. We got Jonas Thompson from Carry the Kettle, chicken dancer, second generation as it were, and I'll let you speak a little bit about that. But also, you know, hockey, certainly in your background, golf as well, artist and tattoo artist. How's things going, Jonas? How you feel at being at the second annual international celebration here in Red Deer?
You know, it feels, you know, it's really good to be here. It's, my heart needed it. You know, I brought my son. You know, we traveled eight plus hours, and we're here. We're here, and you know, with a gathering like this, it's not. We don't see it as a contest or a competition. We see it as a part of our healing. Me and my son. You know, and
you betcha.
You know, I bring him here. I'm here. And it feels good to be here.
Yeah,
it really does.
We're
it really does.
Really trying to, you know, show some of the viewers, not only our people. We know that many of our people as well. They're not into powwow. They not because of anything of their own fault, but maybe they didn't have that connectedness to the culture. So we were touching a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about yourself there, Jonas, with the sports, the role models you're doing back in your own community.
You know, I got a lot of things going for me. You know, I've opened a couple of businesses over the past years. I have been tattooing for the past 11 years now independently. You know, it's taken me all across the world. It's allowed me to create opportunities and to network and to meet real cool people, you know, such as the boys here. You know, they do a good job. But you know, it's creating opportunities for ourselves, and also, you know, showing the people, showing the younger generations especially, that there's more to our own our own spirit than just you know, social media. You know, that's huge. Social media is really big. You know, it has a huge impact on our Indigenous population, and not on, you know what, it has a huge impact on everybody. Definitely. You know, and I feel that, you know, I get my businesses, my companies out there, my tattoos, you know, my hockey, you know, I'm a certified professional golf instructor. So I started a programming 2 years ago, and I teach 7 different communities in Saskatchewan, and I teach 25 plus youth, you know, the name of the game, but more so life skills and just showing the kids, hey, showing the kids and giving them the opportunity, not me. Giving the kids an opportunity to do more. Yeah, to do more. But, you know, in a nutshell, that's what I do. Clothing, golf, tattoos, powwow, and you know, just love life, eh? Love life. At the end of the day, we gotta love life, man.
I think, real quick, man, you know, it's fate always intervenes, and the Creator lets us meet people who we need to meet. You know, I just recently bought a driving range, you know, and then we were looking for an Indigenous instructor. So there we go.
There we go. Hey,
we can hook up later.
Always networking, 24/7.
I really like how you said with the opportunity. We're always creating opportunity. Okay. That's my business is IOPS. Here, you know, it's a job website, but it's at the same time, you know, why I created the online stuff and the media is to show Indigenous opportunities. You know, such as stuff to do as you're dancing and your hockey and you do business. You know, I love showing that to the world, you know, of Indigenous success. So thank you for sharing your story really quick.
Nice shirt, nice shirt. I like it.
I know, hey, just got it made.
Nice.
Tracy King, big shout out to Tracy King.
Hey, Jonas, real quickly, the colors that you wear, the symbolists, tell the viewers a little bit what's going on there.
Well, you know what, this is a new outfit, and I had it created within the past year and a half, and it's in commemoration of my father who passed away 6 years ago. And it tells a story, you know, we're Sooth, and we tell a story about our who we are. You know, it goes back to telling a story about who we are, figuring out who we are. And my dad drew this design before he left, and I found this design. I dug deep in the archives and I found these designs, and I took it to one of my friends, and she helped me create this outfit. You know, this is his color, and I wear this in memory of my father. And you know, it's a really important piece of regalia, the whole thing. You know, so
thank you very much for doing this, Jonas. A role model from CTK.
Good Heart,
He's a chicken dancer. He's
Good
a
Heart Collective.
Artist. Check him out on social media. Give yourself a plug there.
Good Heart _tattoo, Good Heart Collective, Good Heart _golf, and you know, just I hope everyone enjoys the powwow, including you fine gentlemen.
You betcha.
And nice meeting you again,
man,
sir.
For sure.
Thanks for having me on. Sounds good.
We got a little bit of time here just as we get to the finals here of this jingle special. How was your special? 3 songs.
Oh man, am I still alive?
You're still
alive. Hey, the 3 songs, they were bullets. But hey, we came here to dance. We always come here to dance, and I appreciate the Cree Confederation, or not Blackfoot Confederacy and Bullhorn. They always give us the top-notch songs, and that's what we came here for.
That's what these songs, you know, these dancers, they know they're going to get some good singing here. They want to come and smear their jam around Red Deer.
Most definitely, yeah.
We're going to learn a little bit about an Indigenous woman who's teaching others about culture through TikTok. Crystal Harrison Collin has touched on all parts of her culture, from the more serious issues to her knowledge of traditional language and dance. We're going to have a look here right now.
Understand that powerful energy of healing emanating from their persona. Beautiful song, young spirit. All right, let's pick our top 10. Go ahead, judges, bring your top 10 over here. They're going to make it to the song that's going to select our top 6. Bring your top 10.
You know, everyone has a story to tell. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, different life experiences.
Name it. Name it. Again, name it. Name it. And now we're going to show you.
I feel like if I'm not sharing something or advocating or something to do with story, I get low. Feels like there's a need for me to do it. So that's when I start pushing my content out. I feel like almost a responsibility to create content. People want to know. They want to know more about that real person. What does this mean? Where do you get your regalia from? People are genuinely interested. I've always enjoyed being on social media ever since MySpace and Bebo, High Five. It wasn't until the pandemic that I heard of TikTok, and it was Indigenous TikTok.
Bonjour. Today we're going to say it's a good day in Anishinaabe Moan. Mino Gishigat. Miigwech.
It showed our Indigenous people just everyday clothes, and then they transitioned to their regalia. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, that's so awesome. I signed up, and that was my first TikTok. It helped with my mental health, just to get laughter out of my friends on my social media like Facebook, and that was fun. It wasn't until maybe 2021 when I really thought, hey, there's something more that I could do. There's more stories to be shared. There's some serious issues that we could cover, that I could cover from my own perspective as an Indigenous woman. So that's what I did. I started to share stories and share knowledge, I guess.
Say bonjour. Bonjour. Say we're going to dance.
The one that I remember the most was when I was grieving. I had just lost a childhood friend. I went out to dance, and it was a part of healing for me to go out and offer my prayers and to dance in my jingle dress. I felt that with sharing that, it really brought out so much emotion, and it was raw and it was real. Once I went through it, I realized that is very powerful, to be able to share that hurt, that grief with viewers. And I didn't even intend for it to blow up. I was just, I had a very small following at that time, and it went viral. I feel that I could do more, and there will be more. There's more to share. I am fired up, and I want to do it in a good way. And I feel that is my medicine. I'm sharing my medicine.
Bonjour.
Where's you?
Today we're going to say thank you in Anishinaabe miigwech.
With what?
But also miigwech.
With what?
It means my spirit is full. That's what I was told. But we say miigwech to say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what we got going on here is these are the finalists of all those 2 groups that we've seen. So these are, you know, at this particular special, the best of the best that we have. And we see many champions from many of our communities out there. And it's, you know, great camera work as well. As, you know, we got the monitor here and we're watching the finals. It's unfolding right behind us here, but it's a nice thing to see here as our viewers are bringing right into the celebration here as we celebrate the medicine dance of the women's jingle style. And you can see once again, you know, each dancer, there's, you know, in front of us here in the orange, of course,
Omiyasu.
Yeah, Omiyasu, and a straight traditional jingle style. And then you can see the contemporary dancers as well. So a good mix of both in this special. We'll kind of let these girls kind of move around, and the judges are kind of, I think they got, it looks like to me, you know, from afar that they might have one more song here, but I could be wrong.
Really quick, I know we're going, I want to touch back on that Crystal Harrison and Crystal Collin and about TikTok and teaching. You know, that really exploded coming through the pandemic. You've seen a lot of Indigenous content through TikTok and podcast, and a lot of our Indigenous people starting to get out there and be more, I guess is the word, viral.
Yep.
It was nice to see. It was nice to see all the Indigenous people just tackling into their inner talent, I guess, not knowing, or some did know, but it just finally got the chance, you know. So it, you know, hats off to everyone that does a TikTok.
You bet.
And does what we do as well.
Do some lives, some Facebook lives, and
just,
you know, one of the
you're
things,
promoting it, eh?
You betcha. I mean, nobody expected COVID. Nobody expected people to be shut indoors, and you know, you got to find things. But it really, you know, brought some reality into our communities on where we're going in the future. But you know, I was invited to MC online powwow, and I was pretty nervous too. I'm like, what's this? So basically, how that one went is it was a community. They took videos of their family, could have been dancing. There was snow at the time, so you could have been out in your front. You could have been in your living room, and the kids are all putting their submissions in. And then basically just how we're doing here, I would introduce Nathan Arias here in Red Pheasant. He's dancing grass dance. Hey. And then they would put that video on, and it was pretty neat. And then later on, they had some winners and stuff, and kind of acknowledged all their community members. But it was one of those things. It's new to everybody, so we're doing live. And the other thing we see too is in the business world. You know, people were doing Zoom meetings now, and it was there, but nobody maybe was tapping into it so much as what COVID brought in and TikTok.
Travel. But yeah, now we can, you know, I think a hybrid has happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now we're getting back to normal, right? No mask and whatever. But now we can still at the same time bring on the online stuff. So now we got a hybrid of it all. And you know, going back to the TikTok and everything, it's just a better way to help, you know, non-Indigenous get into our world, I guess. And especially as people that are learning, right? And I say as people, I say me, myself, learning, you know, again, it's good to learn online too, right?
You betcha. Yep. It's always learning. Yeah. You know, there's not too many options when we're having our celebrations. Not only our celebration, but it's a culture camp. It's all about sharing and learning. And also being aware that, you know, the protocols that we're following, we're trying our best, sometimes a little different community to community. So being aware of that. And sometimes it gets a little heated amongst the elders. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to take with a grain of salt and always keep that in mind that we don't know. We're learning. We're going to try our best.
All right, go back.
So it looks like we're in the finals here of our jingles. So 2 young ladies are having a dance jingle style battle here for the finals.
ladies, let's face the Jumbotron over there. Our judges are going to make a selection. Arena director, you'll be instructed which one to bring forward. All right, there's your top three finalists. Amanda Goodwill. Come on over here. All right, number 2 and number 2, make your way out there. Number 2. All right, Leah, Gillette, and Angeline. This is going to be your request side slide. All right, Northern Cree, they want 2 starts of a slide. So Angeline and Leah, let's have you out there, and once you're set, this is our second group. Winner of this will go to the top 3 dance off. Northern Cree, let's light them up, boys, let's light them up. All right, ladies, let's line you up and face the Jumbotron over there. Man, oh man, we have the original and we have the contemporary style battling it off. And this one, Angela and Leah, 2 dance champions, respected. All right, they've made a selection. And dancing to the top 3, Leah, Gillette Omuso. Congratulations, top 3, stand by. All right, let's bring Rowena and Liren to come on in. And what type of song, ladies? Give us an indication. Would you like a straight or a side slide? Young Spirit wants to know. All right. So the ladies asked for 1 start straight and then 1 start side step. All right, that's what the ladies want. That's what the ladies get. All right, all you youngsters off the floor. All the youngsters off the floor, please. Children that run on the floor during specials were usually brought up by carnation milk. So, all right, here we go. Young Spirits, let's get rocking. and face to the east. Our top 3 judges will select their final finalists, and these top 3 will go back out on the floor, and they're going to be battling off with a final song, and we're going to be selecting our champions, first, second, third place winners. All right, so it's between Rowena and Laren, and here comes our arena director with the decision of our top 3 judges. Laren Oaks, congratulations, you advanced to the top 3. All right, let's bring our top 3 finalists in. Give Laren some water. Give her some something to drink. I know you must be perched. All right, top 3, make your way back in there. Amanda, Leah, Laren, come on in. We'll ask you once again what type of song. Is that right, or do you just want a specific song? All right, Northern Cree, they want a side slide for the championship song. Now, this is how it's going to be interpreted here. As the song
All
is
right, we
progressing,
just want to say thank you to everyone that's sending messages there and tagging us on Facebook and wherever you're watching from. It's an honor to be up here with Cal Arcan. And like I said, once again, thank you to Patrick Mitzwing and his wife and the committee for allowing us to do this special event. And once again, keep tuning in, keep sharing.
You betcha.
It's nice to be.
Looks like we're getting into the finals here now as 2 of our champion dancers are going to, or 3 looks like, right?
1, 2, 3.
These are our 3 finalists, folks. This is our Jingle Dress special final dance.
Here we go.
Your third place winner, ladies and gentlemen, in the Oaksa Road Jingle Special, Laren Oaks, third place. Hasta mote. Second place, ladies and gentlemen, Leah Gillette Obuso. And your champion, dancing the champion star, Amanda Goodwill. Presenting the first place championship, Osa Road, acknowledging Amanda Goodwill for bringing down her Jingle Dress Special. Congratulations, Amanda. Come on over here. As part of the revitalization of language, Leah, Laren, Amanda, Osa would like you to introduce yourself and give us some beautiful words in your traditional language. Amanda, we'll ask you to come on over, and we'll start with Laren, our third place winner. So, Laren Oaks, ladies and gentlemen, we are live nation to nation on Spotlights.
Danse ni totem teke guani wa kamakanak iskweo ka bemsiske nugget. Nigani ochin nia. Hi, my name's Lauren Oaks. I just want to commend Osa for finishing her degree in language revitalization. Yeah. So, I really look up to her. As you can see, I need to work on my Cree speaking, and having someone young like Osa finish something so amazing, it inspires me, and I know it inspires others to really learn our language and revitalize it. So, hi, thank you.
Danse Mesoweski as well, Leah Kelmia Sojolet, Nisigasun, Nipsikopako Zinia, Ninigigwat, Steve Egwa, Hilda Wood, Ninapem, Rusty Gillette Egwa, Nigosis, Sigaso, Jacobio Mieso, Ogeskanama, Gel, Nabituino, Egwa, Osogotian, Tapasagonaman, Nehiawe Wen. Hello, my Cree name is Universal Woman. My English name is Leah K. Omieso Gillette. I hail from the Samson Cree Nation in Muscogee, Alberta. My parents are Steve and Hilda Wood. My husband's Rusty Gillette, and my son is Jacoby Omieso. I am a dancer and a teacher, and I'm doing my best to learn the Cree language. I would like to congratulate Osa on her achievement, as well as Angeline Gadawa. It's just wonderful to hear more graduates, especially in the Cree language, so I commend you. I myself graduated in 2008 with a Bachelor of Education degree in elementary. I am currently attending the University of Alberta. Will be graduating with a Master's of Education in Policy Studies. I encourage all the youth to continue your education. It is so important for our First Nations communities, as well as to learn your language and continue to practice your culture. Hi, thank you.
Madakiapi, Tante Washtila Chusapi, Amanda Goodwill, Na Sitkana Miniwi, Himajiapi, Oshimani Oshpaye, Na Heinrich, the Oshpaye, Himataha, Panamaya. Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Goodwill. I come from Ocean Man First Nation by way of Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I want to apologize. You know, I'm a very emotional person, and having a good win like this is a blessing that I don't take for granted. I was born and raised on this powwow trail by my late mother, Yvette Iwak Gurigo.
And this is the legacy I carry. My mother was very, excuse me, she was very educated. She took pride in her master's degree in social work. She called herself a super social worker, and she followed my Mikushi Dala Iwak. My family really, they really, always teach us to continue our education. And I did my 2 years, and I plan to go back for Indigenous education to help our youth, our children, our Wakaisha, into this colonized world. And I want to help our young ones to continue to live traditionally, to bead and sew and create like the Roan family. So with that, I just want to say, Panama Yaye Wopala Tonka to the Roan, Osa Roan, who is a true youth ambassador and an inspiration to our beautiful young women. Wopala Tonka.
Seskas, Masecho. Beautiful blessings. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to take a page out of the good book of Osa Roan and family for not only acknowledging the language importance, but also the beautiful giving back to the circle of healing. So ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Osa Roan and the Roan family. All right, let's go back up to you, Donnie Jackson. Let's keep rocking.
Hey, good one. Once again, we want to acknowledge here Osa Roan and all the
really awesome special put on there by the Osa Roan and family, and acknowledging the educators. And lo and behold, many of our winners there, educators and education at some capacity, and very emotional too on the win. Very humbling for some of these dancers, like she said, and mentioning the pedigree with the Goodwill family, Amanda with her win, and it means a lot, to these dancers, even though they see each other at many celebrations. Like she said, she takes it in a humble way. She's been given the gift of dance. And to have a win here at this celebration, you can tell it hit her in the heart, and she dances again for her relatives, her family, for that legacy, what they gave her, what she's carrying forward, what she's pushing to our young people as a role model.
And it was good to see, them speaking and pushing that the education, and also pushing the language. Like, this is the honoring our language, and to hear them speaking in their language again. This is stuff that I want to reiterate, going back to that we're online, and stuff my daughter and my nieces and everyone can see, to see these Indigenous women being very proud and where they're from and what they're doing, and just going for it and doing it, and that's once again going back to where you can watch online and be motivated, inspired to see what Indigenous people are doing going forward.
It's so many teachings, and it's hard to explain in one sitting, but when you see the medicine dance, the jingle dress, you see the emotion and the way these ladies are carrying themselves with that role model. It means a lot. They're putting on their best regalia, they're putting their best footwork, their best dance styles, and it's competition at its finest, and in the best means of sport culture, right? So it's pretty awesome to see. So thank you for that special Osa Roan and family.
Yes.
We're going to get into some more intertribals here, and as well.
I think we got 2 intertribals coming up. I know there was 7.
Yeah. You betcha.
And then we're going to go taper off to another video, and
we're going to acknowledge some of our unsung heroes out there by way of TikTok, by way of social media. Acknowledge many of our First Nations people out there, grassroots people that are in and around the province and the country. So
forgot to say, if anyone out there, wherever you're watching, whether it be on show, I guess not on show, but if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, I think you can even tweet, maybe. If you guys have any questions for Cal or myself, or probably Cal, and he'll try to answer them as best as he can. But like again, man, that's why I like the interactive online. It's live. We're now, you know, if you want to participate, you can online at the comfort of wherever you are. So once again, you guys, if there's any kind of questions you want to ask, or if you want to give a shout out to somebody, feel free to leave it in the comments, and we'll try to answer as best we can.
Let some of the other people know how to get on there. Not everybody knows that we're going live out here on Shaw, so get the message out there to many of our Indigenous relatives. Let our non-First Nations people know they need the education too. So beautiful thing here as we're entertaining here at the 2nd annual International Celebration Intertribal Go-Around as we welcome some of our dancers back in. We're going to go to the dance floor and check out some of our dancers.
Golden Age dancers, come on out. Let's get warmed up. Golden Age men and women, we're going to call you on down here to the dance floor. Junior categories, teen categories. Let's get to the dance arena. It's powwow time. It's powwow time. Here we go.
Come on out here for Friday Night Live, right here at the 2nd Annual International Powwow of Powwow Times Production. Feeling good, feeling good. Come on down and dance with us. Hee-haw, hee-haw,
There you have it. There you have it. Thank you, dancers, for coming down and being ready to go. We're going to ask our jump judges to head on over here to jump number 9. We're going to go to Chiniki Lake. We're going to go to the great Nakota Nation here, the Nakota people from Chiniki Lake, Alberta. We're going to stand by once we get the high sign from Dallas Waskahat, the most sexiest citizen of Frog Lake, Alberta. He'll give us the go sign. We'll get right into our intertribals for one more time here. We're going to get everybody warmed up here. We're going to get into some contests. Listen up, adults. We've got an announcement for you and a few songs. We'll let you know. Stay tuned. In the meantime, pick up your powwow program, buy a 50-50, make sure you get a 50-50. All right. We got the go from Dallas. Here we go. Chinnicky Lake. Let's get to the song. What you gonna do on a Friday night? Here we go. Hickam. Hey, Kenny, that cameraman fell down. Can you pick him up? Hey.
All the way from Dakota Nation, you're listening to the sounds here of Chinnicky Lake. Estamos de Caqueo. Come and dance with us here tonight on Friday Night Lights.
All the way from Whitefish Bay, Ontario. Holy smokes. Welcome to the Inner Travel. We got folks from all around Indian country. It's a good time. It's an awesome time. Blackstone, stand by.
Please do not step on our camera guy. Put your hands together there for Chinnicky Lake, all the way from Dakota country. Very happy to have you guys here. We're going to move our drum judges right on over here to our next relatives and our next traveling drum, Blackstone. Terry Paskaman and the boys, Sage and the boys, whenever you guys get the high sign from our head singing judge, Mr. Dallas Waska.
We're back here at the gathering here with Amanda, a champion, Amanda Goodwill here of our jingle special put on by Osa Rowan and family. How does it feel coming out of there as a champion? Yeah, you're
okay.
good.
It feels like a blessing. Very grateful.
You betcha. You know, my daughter was just here, obviously a big fan of yourself, and listening to the words, and you know, the other girls as well. Great role models for you young ladies, and using the language, and many of you coming from education as well. What's going through your mind? What's going through your mind just as educators coming out and sharing that language as well, and you know, being those role models as educators and dancers, and sharing that with the younger ladies?
Oh, it's you know, it's really a blessing, because not too long ago we weren't allowed to. So I really enjoy hearing and seeing our young women and our young our young children in general, you know, being able to embrace who we are, and especially embrace in learning your language, because my mother always said, you know, when we speak our language, we're the closest that we can get to Creator. So, you know, I'm almost 30, and I'm only now relearning how to even just introducing yourself. But even just that, you know, that's a huge step.
Yeah. You know, we were talking earlier, Nathan and I, and just about a lot of our young ladies that are out there. They're not really attuned to the culture. They're just learning.
Yeah.
They want to learn more. They want to get involved. So what would be some of your advice for those young ladies how to get involved in dancing? And
Oh, man, I strongly encourage crafting and creating in every single way, whether it's beading, whether it's sewing, whether it's quill work, song making, you know, we chocolate. Even learning songs helps you pick up faster on words. So even just singing in general, you know, that really helps. And I just started singing, and it's just, I just can't describe how that feels. Because I've been beading and sewing all my life. My mom made sure I knew how to do that. So that's like one thing that I would really like to get into showing our children is how to craft.
You betcha. Yeah, any outlet. Congratulations on the dance, and thank you for being that role model, Amanda.
Thank
Great.
you. What's that?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Make some noise for Blackstone Singers. Awesome singing there, gentlemen. We're going to get our dance judges here prepared for Golden Age. Alana Trudeau, Delaney Wells, Hilda Omisu Wood, Lisa Hill, Donovan Abbey, Augustus Calfrobe, Lance McNabb, Thomasita Mountain Sheep, Kent A Young Man, Suzette Bull, Colin Smallboy, Daniel Schofield, Tyler Thurman, River Thunderchild. Our alternates are going to be Atlin Anthony, Ruby Watchmaker, Bobby Hunter, and Valerie Daichi. And report to the chairs across the arena. We're going to come on over here to our next drum group in order. Without further ado, coming from Musqueam, Alberta, take it away, Intertribal Northern Cree. You're hearing the sounds of Northern Cree. Sounding good, dancers, you're looking splendid, looking powerful, looking happy that we're powwowing here tonight. Hoka Hicha!
If Kimberly Rat is in the house here, would like to page Kimberly Rat to come to the announcer stand. Kimberly Rat, come to the announcer stand. Thank you, Northern Cree. Thank you, dancers. Hang around with us here. We got a couple more intertribals coming your way. A young spirit, stand by. Jocelyn White of Whitefish Bay, come on down and see George Desjardins. Also, we're looking for Kimberly Rat. We have a relative or a friend I would like to see up here at the announcer stand. And also for all of you powwow goers that may be looking to take in the concession. You might want to go to the concession just to get some powwow goods, some powwow eats. Up here on the north side, that's the final concession up here. They will be staying open only till 10. So you got about 20 minutes to go and get your powwow snacks. That's the last concession that'll be open. So if you need food or drink, it's up here on the north side. In the meantime, we're set to go intertribal dancing. Championship dancing here on a Friday night. We turn it on over here to Young Spirit. Anytime you're ready, gentlemen. Golden Age, women and men, your contest is coming up. Buckskin dancers. In the meantime, it's powwow time and a tribal time. Come on out to the dancing arena. Here we go, here we go. Hee-ya, hee-ya, hee-ya. young spirit. Thank you, dancers. We're going to ask you to hang around. We got one more entertainment coming your way. Stand by.
Oh, things all mixed up. Hey, we're back here live here at the second annual International Powwow here in Red Deer, Treaty 6. And my name is Nathan Ayers from Red Pheasant. I'm with Cal Crazy Legs Arcand. And we're enjoying this, bringing this live to you here. And once again, big shout out to Pat and Marissa for putting us all on.
Thank you for that, Nathan. And don't forget Homelands of the Métis as well.
Yes.
I've had the opportunity to share and participate in some Métis gatherings as well. And as we all know, especially coming from Saskatchewan as well with, Batoche right there in the middle of the action. Many of our friends and relatives from our nearby bands when they had, the issues in Batoche with the Métis, the resistance, we call it. But our people participated in that, knowing full well that those are our relations and they're a big part of the story as well. So we always acknowledge our Métis relatives and their homelands are here as well.
Yes. I want to say that we are going to touch up on some mental health. I think that's something that should always be brought up. And some of you might know, not many of you, from Chase the Ace, as I did that and raised money for a few First Nations around my reserve. But one of the things I was always touching up on was mental health. It's a big thing going on. It doesn't matter what your background is, actually. It's just for everybody. But, I know we were talking about anxiety here just on our little break. And, coming here, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll tell everyone online, and because it's good to speak about it.
Yeah.
I was having so much anxiety I couldn't sleep. Last night I couldn't sleep. And I've had so much anxiety probably for like a week and a half, right? And I don't know where it was coming from. I don't know why it was driving me nuts.
Really?
But it was really playing with my mind. But coming here, and this might sound cliche, but coming here, you're hearing the drum, you're just around good vibes and everything. It's bringing that level of anxiety, basically just almost wiping it away, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of too when you're coming back to where you need to be,
You betcha.
You're guided to where you need to be, I guess. But backing into mental health, we always got to check in with ourselves, check in with others, no matter where you are, who you are, what you do, why you do.
Exactly.
Mental health is a big thing, and maybe come to a powwow is something you needed.
A lot of it, and it's coming to light as of late through COVID and things like that. But mental wellness and mental fatigue, I guess you could say. All these things, anxiety and the different places where they come from, really learning about it now in the medical world, and it really helps. It does. I know with some of the singers, I mentioned earlier one of our lead singers there from Young Spirit that I had met emceeing their powwow in Kakawishtahow. And, he has these episodes, as many of our people do, many of non-First Nations, but this is one of those outlets when he's around the drum, when he has that camaraderie, that family units there, they're singing. Like we said earlier, it's healing for the singer, also the people that are appreciating it, that you're putting that music out for. It's healing for the dancer, like this young lady, Amanda Goodwill, who won this special. But it's more so, she got emotional for, she's representing her relatives, and it hit her in a good way. And those were happy tears that she got to share. Definitely a big role model for our young ladies out there.
All right, back to the powwow.
Ridge, stand by for contest dancing. Musqueam Ridge. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give all of our singers and dancers a big round of applause as they clear the arena floor. We're going to be asking the Women's Golden Age to come on out for contest dancing. We need Muskwa Ridge to stand by. It's a one-song night here for all of our contestants. So we're going Women's Golden Age, Men's Golden Age, Buckskin, Junior Girls Fancy, Junior Girls Jingle, Junior Girls Traditional, and then on into the Junior Boys categories, Teen Girls, Teen Boys. So teen categories are going to finish out the contest dancing here tonight. We need all of our dance judges to come on down to the arena floor. We have some chairs set up for you, the opposite end of our announcing stand here. We're going to ask all of you to, dance judges, to head on down there. We called a few names. We're going to ask you to head on down. We need a few more of you to head on over there. Atlin Anthony, Ruby Watchmaker, Bobby Hunter, and also Julie Daychief, I believe, is the written name here. In the meantime, Women's Golden Age, I believe this is a combined category.
Yeah, just real quickly there, Nathan, we have our Golden Age categories coming on here. I know we touched on it at the beginning there, but what I was going to finish off, and it just came to mind, but, you know, some of these older dancers, our elders, our Golden Age categories, you know, they dance, you know, maybe their respective jingle, most of their, I'd say, you know, for lack of a better word, powwow career. And they carry that forward. We've seen it. We have a couple out there now, jingle dancers. We have some traditional. Long ago, you know, growing up, we'd see most of the Golden Age would be traditional women, you know, but now we see there's some shawl dancers, and they carry that because they've danced that style so long. They're carrying it into their Golden Age styles, and we see the same with the men. It's nice to see, you know, to see these older styles carrying on. So with that, here we go with the Golden Age women's style.
beautiful, graceful styles. Grandmothers, let's make some noise. Hey, let's line them up over there, ladies. Line them up on the other side of the arena floor. We'll ask our men's golden age to come on in. Men's buckskin headdress dance, be ready. We're going to keep in our drum order. Thunder Lake, stand by for the men's golden age. Bullhorn, you'll have the men's buckskin headdress dance style song ready. Hey, we've got an exhibition dancer here. Thank you, Gugam. Thank you for rocking this joint. Hi. All right, come on in, Warriors in our men's golden age. This is combined categories, 55 years plus. And this is an age, not waste. Ta'aya. All right, circle up, Warriors. We got traditional out there. We got grass. We got fancy. We got prairie chicken style. All right, we got the high sign. Thunder Lake. Let's rock this joint. What do you say, Powwow fans? Other side, Warriors, other side. We'll line you up over there. War Bonnet buckskin headdress. Come on in, War Bonnet. The beautiful dance of the mighty Sioux Nation transferred the War Bonnet to the Treaty 7 Nations.
Yeah, we're just bringing on our buckskin dancers, but we're just finishing here watching and enjoying our men's Golden Age style. Once again, Nathan,
Yes.
I gotta say the variety and you know, respectful, different diverse categories, I guess, that we see nowadays in the Golden Age. I've seen it all summer, and as you look down the line here, you got your traditional dancers, your grass dancers, and you mentioned Tommy Draper as well. Their 70-year-old Golden Age fancy dancer, always dance fancy. You know, his fancy has a legacy in fancy style. So
well, he danced. How I met him and watched him with the Mosquito there. They did the Iron Man, and he was in there. He lasted, I think he was like the 5th or 6th last one to go away, and then they announced his age, and I was like, wow.
One of the styles you don't see here, you know, in the northern communities, Saskatchewan, is the buckskin style, and here we have it here. Many different nations, different style of buckskin. Our Sioux nations, you know, like say for example, Whitecap, Dakota, all their leadership wears the headdresses, and so I think you know, for them, this style would be particular. Cree-wise, you know, not so much, but we do have our buckskin dancers out there, so let's enjoy the men's buckskin style.
Say, line them up, Warriors, line them up. Junior categories, come on in. My brother Jackson Tahoka out of the Orange County, California, rocking the joint in our junior categories. All
right, Don, thank you.
All right, some beautiful buckskin dancing. A lot of these Alberta tribes as well, you know, the Blood Tribe, the Satinas, and they have a lot of the buckskin, and it shows here in Red Deer, so some beautiful dancing. Up next here, Nathan, we have the junior girls style, and a lot of times we start with our junior girls fancy. We call these the beautiful butterflies of Powwow in the springtime, when the birds and the bees, they're pollinating the flowers. Springtime is new. This is a song, you know, relates to that style, as well as, you know, a lot of our athletic young ladies take to this style of dance. So this is the women's fancy, junior girls fancy shawl style.
Put your hands together for our junior girls fancy. Right on from Blackfoot Confederacy. Wicked song from Leo Wells and the boys. Thank you for coming on out here to Red Deer. We're happy to have you. Our next category in order is going to be our junior girls jingle. Your song coming to you from Yellow Gun. Singing for you with some fun, Yellow Gun. Right over here, we're going to go to our semifinals right here on a Friday Night Live. Right here, Red Deer, our arena director, Rusty Gillette, and George Deserlet say, let's go. Take it away. Junior girls jingle, Yellow Gun. Put your hands together here for our junior girls jingle. Line up over there on the far side of the arena for Uncle there, George Deserlet, our arena director. We're going to line you up, and we have a quick announcement. Hal, what's that announcement?
It's the 50-50. Bring out your blue ticket, white trim. $700. $720. Blue ticket, white trim. I did not buy a ticket, so I'm going to pick the lucky 50-50. The winner will get $720, but if you are a single parent, that's probably just $20, $700 to the kids. Top. All right, lucky number 69631112. Last four numbers, 3112. Come on up, claim your cash.
All righty, here we're going to go to our next drum group in order, Rocky Boy Agency. You get your song ready for Junior Girls Traditional. We already have our high sign. We're from Rusty Gillette himself. Take it away, Niggamuk Boy Suck, Rocky Boy Agency. Put your hands together for these young ladies, our junior girls traditional and Rocky Boy agency for that wicked song. Nice and flowy there, Rooster and the boys. I appreciate you coming on out. Just a quick announcement, Thunder Lake has t-shirts for sale over here on our left-hand side, Thunder Lake. And we also had a winner on that 50-50. Shaylee Meachus won herself $720. Congratulations, young lady, on the winning of our 50-50. We're going to be having 50-50s all weekend. All right, junior boys, fancy, be making your way out here. Your song's coming to you from Sooth, Sharpshooter. Whenever we get the high sign, Worm and the boys, Cola, take it away, Sharpshooter. Put your hands together once again for Sharpshooter Singers and our junior boys fancy. Right on, man. Wicked song, wicked song. You know, I just want to let you know the categories that are coming up here. Our junior boys draft.
All right, we're back here, and I have a guest here, my Snapchat bro.
Hey.
All right, welcome. Introduce yourself.
My name's Christina Knight, a.k.a. KMO. I'm from Soto First Nation, and I'm just here to enjoy the powwow this weekend. I'm excited. All my friends are here, so
yeah. So we were just talking about your Soto had a powwow. Tell us about that.
It was such a fantastic weekend for real. There was so many dancers. I think there was like 13, 14 drum groups.
Wow.
It was like jamming. It was lit. It was fun. It was good. It was good times.
Yeah. Well, I wish you were dancing here. I always watch your Snapchats. And I actually watched your journey back into it, and it was nice to see. But
yes,
we're gonna keep this quick, and we'll come back to you after we watch what is going on here. Grass. So we'll come right back. Junior boys grass.
Put your hands together right here, right now for our junior boys, grass dancers. And of course, what a wicked song there.
All right, we're back again here with Christine from Soto First Nation, actually in my area.
Yes.
And I was just talking to her, I was telling her, you know, how I watched her on Snapchat kind of come back into the powwow circle. Do you want to tell us about that, what it took and why you did it and everything you were thinking about?
It was a lot of million different feelings for real. I was very unsure of myself at the beginning, but I started out with just walking, and then we slowly started to run, and then we started practicing all different powwow songs, and here we are today, you know, with a lot of encouragement and support from friends and family out in the powwow country.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm here. Like, exercise, lots of walking, man, like confidence for sure. It's a confidence booster. It feels really good. So
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's been 21 years actually since I started dancing. Yeah, the last time I danced I was 15.
It was 21 years and you got back in it.
Yep.
Never too late.
Never too late, guys. You can always get back out there. Always, you know, talk to other people. Get people to encourage you, uplift you, and everything. Just start listening to powwow music daily, for real.
Yeah, no, and then I know, like, you know, I follow you on Snapchat, bro.
Yes.
And I just, it's inspiring to see, because I literally watched you transition, like you're saying, walking. Then you would practice, and then you'd go like 20 seconds and then 30 seconds, and kept going longer and longer.
I couldn't even do one start at the beginning. I could barely last 20 seconds of a song, and now I can jam out to at least 10.
All right, well, we're going to go back here to the juniors, and we'll come back with finish up this interview.
For sure. Sounds good.
Let's hear it here, Red Deer, for our junior boys chicken. Right on, right on. We're going down the line here for our junior boys categories, our last category to be coming on out. Our junior boys traditional with your song.
Oh, we're back here again, and hey, still getting used to this professional thing we're going here with live. But we're just talking real quick, and we're going to finish up, but we're talking real quick about, you know, I was following you on social media, and that's what we were talking about, is this online spectrum of how we're doing everything, how it helps inspire everyone.
Yes.
What's your real words about that, and say a few words, and then we'll finish up.
I actually have a lot of motivated friends on social media who help me with working out, going to the gym, you know, the daily walks. They message me pretty much regularly to, you know, let me know that I'm doing good, to keep it up. So, you know, get those positive friends out there, you know, those good friends, those good flowing friends that'll, you know, uplift you and encourage you to keep a good positive life.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah, there you go. You want to keep your circle, just like the powwow circle strong, you want to keep your circle of friends strong.
Yes, positive people.
Yes. So I want to thank you again, and we're going to bring you on tomorrow while you're decked out in your regalia. I know you are dancing, and thanks again for popping in real quick, and
of course.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, of course, anytime.
them hear it there for our junior boys traditional and Northern Cree singers. Wicked song, wicked song. Hey, welcome back there, Jacob and the boys. I was wondering where you went there, brother. You know, I blinked my eyes.
All right, we just finished an awesome display of junior boys traditional style, our little warriors, our little hunters, and you know, we've seen a little horse dancer out there too, which is good to see. We've seen a couple horse dancers out this summer.
We were talking about it before, Excited to see that. Are they bringing that in as a new category? I know some people were saying that it's not in the powwow circle right now, but they might be bringing it in a new category. Starting one.
They do a horse dance ceremony, but you know, so far I've seen it a few times this summer, and they kind of join in with the men's traditional.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if somebody said, you know, I think, and it'll probably happen where they have a horse dance special, so it gets really contagious, fun to watch.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, especially, I remember that that other lady.
There was a woman. There was a woman dancing fancy horse dance as well.
Almost had a tongue twister there.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that other lady that danced in a bear outfit. I think she was from BC.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And grizzly bear.
Yeah. So how is that introduced? Like, you know, is it just?
It's again.
Is there a story behind
it? It's with the dancer. It's with the dancer. You know, the story I'm told with the symbolism behind the bear is the wisdom and the strength of the bear. So again, it would be your spirit animal. We're getting into the teen categories here, and we're going to go to the beautiful butterflies of the teen girls fancy shawl style.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dancers, head on down there. Go and see George Desjardins. Group number 2, come on in. We're going to be heading on over this way to Mountain Cree. We're just about set up. Those of you heading down that way, check your numbers. Get in the lineup there for all of our assorted judges. In the meantime, we're going to bring forward group number 2. We got one song coming your way. Teen Girls Jingle, we're going to ask you to stand by. Contest time. Here we go. Mountain Cree. Let's get them dancing. Here we go. there you have it. There you have it. Big round of applause for Group 2. Head on down to the other end of the arena. Teen Girls Jingle, come on in. We're going to get you all here in the arena. I believe we're going to be...
Hey, guys, we're back here, and, you know, up close and personal, I would say, with the CEO of the nonprofit group, Powwow Times, of course, Pat Mitzwing. And, you know, Pat, you see your vision of the celebration unfold, your second year now.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind right now?
Sleep.
Yeah, lots
Sleep,
of energy.
you know what? It's been a beautiful day. We started off the day, the broadcast didn't get to see, with a beautiful youth day, and we had about 3,000 kids kind of show up, and we had nice art, amazing Indigenous artists come out. And then now to start off our powwow at 7 o'clock, seeing all the championship level of dancers and singers come out to support this powwow, support Red Deer area, and you know, it's truly amazing. I'm super excited.
It is. It's a huge story, Pat. You know, like me and Pat, you know, I've danced for many years fancy before I got into grass, and Pat was just a young boy, and the strides that he made in his dancing career, but also making the move out here to Red Deer, making a big impact on the community out here. And when you talk about reconciliation, Pat, this is what it's about. Sharing that cultural, the values. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, coming here, I didn't know nobody, and it was all relationship building. And so to make those connections with community, with organizations, with entrepreneurs, with businesses, to see the vision of what this could be, because a lot of people didn't know what a powwow was. When I first talked to them, they're like, powwow, you want us to sponsor a powwow? What is a powwow, right? And so it was a lot of education, and then showing them from the first year, this is what a powwow is.
You betcha.
And so it's getting a little easier now, you know, as we roll forward.
Definitely a proud moment. And, you know, I've seen the similar type of thing in Saskatoon with the Métis cultural gathering, where they bring in the young students in the community. They really learn about that Métis heritage. Same thing here. They're actually getting up close and personal. They're at the powwow. They see the teepee. They see the dancers in regalia.
Exactly, man. And it's such a beautiful thing, because a lot of people, this is their first powwow they're ever attending in their whole lives, you know, and for a lot of them, they had a lot of different ideas of Indigenous people. And for them to come see a powwow, it changes perspectives, and you know, switches that up. So amazing.
So many of our own people that they're still learning. They want to get involved. What would be your advice? How would they get into learning about themselves, really?
Yeah, you know what? The whole reason why we started Powwow Times was to connect people back with their culture. And so a lot of the things, with the blessing of our elders, we're able to share online through our YouTube and our Facebook. And for many, that's their first step, you know, just seeing the drums and listening to them. They're like, what is this, you know? And then they get to a ceremony, or they get to an event that, you know, maybe we host, and, you know, we could be that bridge. But there's a lot of just, you know, searching and just finding out what is happening, like a powwow, right? Yeah.
Some of the calls to action with reconciliation, you know, and we talk about working with sponsors and making these partnerships, and, you know, they're really taking it, you know, very serious, of course, with our survivors. We see it in Saskatoon. I can see it out here in Red Deer with many of the companies. What's their kind of reaction coming to you as they learn more about the culture and Indigenous people?
Yeah, once they learn, you know, and they experience, it's nothing but gratitude from them. And, you know, I worked with Shaw Spotlight last year, and it was kind of a little smaller project, and they got to see this. A lot of them, it was their first powwow that they've ever attended. Next year, they come back this year, right, which is second year, and they're like, let's go even bigger, right? And I'm getting that a lot from all our sponsors.
You betcha. Well, great talking to you, Pat. We know you're busy out there behind the scenes. It takes a lot of work, many hands out there, many people to thank. It's day one. It's going smoothly. You know, one of the things I was thinking about while we're talking, and, you know, Mayor Charlie Clark out in Saskatoon, he does a lot with the reconciliation, but even that he's practicing these things. I seen him at a feast during the summer games there, and he didn't want to eat. He wanted to come and serve. He told me one story where you know, he's talking to his kids, and he's like, hey, Dad, don't we have to offer tobacco for that? So they're learning, they're adopting some of those protocols.
Beautiful, man.
Right on, Pat.
All right, let's get back.
We'll talk to you again, buddy. Back to the powwow. Right on.
We'll see you.
you go. Hey, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Muskrat Ridge. A good rendition of a song here on a contest night in Red Deer, Alberta. Teen Girls Traditional, come on. You're come on into the arena here. You're next to contest. Stand by Thunder Lake for contest song. I believe we're going to go with one group here, one song. And we have the go sign. It's contest time. Dance judges, here we go. Thunder Lake, you're live. Boys, fancy feather dancers, be standing by. Thank you, Muskrat Ridge. How about a big round of applause for the Teen Girls Traditional? Good showing here on day number one. All right, we're going to be calling for the Teen Boys Fancy Feather Dancers. Come on out to the dancing area. And you'll be contesting to the sounds of Bullhorn. Bullhorn, stand by. We're going to be going to the Grass, Chicken, and Traditional. That's the lineup there. We're ready to go. Fancy dance time. Bullhorn, you're live. Here we go. round of applause for your fancy feather dancers. Good show, gentlemen, good show. Thank you, Bullhorn. Blackfoot Confederacy, stand by as we bring forward the grass dancers. Take Boys grass dancers, come on in. We'll get a quick head count here. We'll find out one group, one song. We'll decide it here on a Friday night. We're on the move.
All right, great show there by our young fancy dancers, and we're welcoming in our grass dancers here, and you know, this is one of our original dances, and a lot of times related to the balance and the harmony in nature, and what the dancer does on one side, they'll do on the other to keep that balance. Here's our non-bustle, our grass dancers.
Chiniki Lake, Blackstone, Northern Cree, Young Spirit Mountain Cree. You can have the rest of the night off. Trail Mix, Muskwa Ridge, Thunder Lake, Bullhorn, Blackfoot Confederacy. We'll see you tomorrow at Roll Call. How about a big round of applause? Take Boys grass dancing here on a Friday night. Good show, good show. All right, Blackfoot Confederacy, you can have the rest of the night off. Yellow Gun, let's get a chicken dance song ready to go. Chicken dancers, Take Boys Chicken, come around. We're going to be looking to Rocky Boy for the Ting Boys traditional sharpshooter. We're going to ask you to hang around to take care of the Eagle staff and the dance out. We're set to go. It's chicken dance time. We turn it on over here to Yellow Gun. Yellow Gun, it's contest time. Here we go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together one more time. Tink Boys Chicken. Head on over to the lineup. We're going to go ahead and bring forward the final category here tonight and all of our contest doings and lineup. Listen up just for clarity. Tomorrow for all of you contest drums, 12:45 drum roll call. And adults, you have the afternoon off. You don't have to be in the afternoon grand entry. However, golden age men and women, we need you here at the 1 o'clock. And also the buckskin dancers will need you here for the 1 o'clock grand entry. And that will be your finals tomorrow. So just giving you a little bit of clarity and heads up. We're set to go with the final contest song of the evening. We're turning down over here to Rocky Boy Agency. Take us home here in a tribal dancing, traditional dancing style. Here we go. The dance of our warriors here on a beautiful evening. All of our different tribal nations represented here on a championship evening. Big Come to the lineup there, young gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you again, Rocky Boy. Beautiful song, beautiful rendition. One of the outstanding songs in our powwow history. I do believe we have a feather that has fallen. And I believe our veteran is...
Yeah, we're back here, folks, and just wrapping up day number 1 here at our second annual international gathering here in Red Deer. What a day of celebration here in Red Deer, Nathan.
Yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it, and to see everyone here and seeing a lot of faces I see online on Snap and stuff as well, and just the good vibes, man, the good vibes here. I got a little nervous right there for a second.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I had a friend stop by, actually, a long-time fancy dancer, chicken dancer, Curtis Joe. I want to give him a shout-out there, and, he brought back a memory. He's half African-American, Canadian, as it were, but also out here from BC, his relatives, and he's been dancing fancy for years, and, he had a past there that, he was trying to come out of, some negative stuff, and he mentioned, when our paths crossed back in the day, and he said, I was telling him to put some color into his outfit. It had some dark colors, but just as advice, and he said, you know what, I really took that to heart, and he come out dancing out in Saskatchewan for many years, and in a pink outfit and a blue, and things that made him feel good, so he wanted to come and acknowledge me and just say that he was very proud of a lot of accomplishments. But you know what, good to see friends you haven't seen in a long time at gatherings such as this. Wrapping up day 1 here, another 2 days, folks. We want you to let your friends know and tune in, and we appreciate it. I know all the people that are working behind the scenes, you see all the camera views on here. It's almost like you're at home but you're at the powwow. I mean, you can go watch the singers. You see it all with the good camera working going on here.
Well, I know what it takes to be behind the cameras. Like I do my own stuff like this, and it's a lot of work, man. You're on the go. So big shout out to everyone there behind the camera and everyone down there, and our director and Elapon there who's helping out and the assistant. So everyone that's been sending snaps and texts and stuff, and you know, it's awesome to see that you guys are watching, and big shout out to you guys as well, supporting. And
big respectful show out here, very much professional out here. You know, Al Nicotine with his pedigree, champion dancer himself behind the scenes. Big shout out to you, Al, and Nathan and Cal Crazy Legs here signing out. We got one more duty here, and that's to retire our colors. We're going to do that, and we're going to turn things back to our MCs, Donnie Spidell, as we retire our grandfather Eagle staff here on day number 1 in Red Deer.
Mustas.
Thank you, Hetchatuelo. Thank you, Sharpshooter. And again here, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you all back here tomorrow. We're going to do it all over again, day 2 of the Red Deer Indian celebration. Pat, real quick, Pat, there was a bunch of their powwow relatives wondering, can they leave their blankets out for the night or do they have to go? All right, you got to take your blankets out for the night. There's a cleanup crew, and they're going to sanitize, they're going to do all that. So, fresh start tomorrow. So, those of you that left blankets, those will be in the Indian auction on Sunday. But take your blankets with you and all your associated belongings. Take them home with you.